From Harold Washington to Harold's Chicken and everything in between and beyond, SoCHiology is the exploration of Chicago culture, history, legends, stories, and fiction through a myriad of discussions with Chicagoans themselves. What's up, everybody? It's Twiz Taylor back again with another episode of SoCHiology, the most engaging podcast in Chicago about Chicago. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and like this podcast on whatever platform you're listening to it on right now. Today's date is March 10th, 2023, and it is the day of the semifinals for the state IHSA boys basketball tournament. Now, a lot of people know that the original March Madness originated here in Illinois. I did an episode on SoCHiology about this, episode 54 to be exact, the Mecca of the Madness. When you get a chance, go back and listen to that episode. But there's still a lot of people that still don't know that March Madness originated here. So I ran that question back at the top of this episode. This is what they had to say. State your name and what part of the city you're from.
Ian Ragland, Dalton, Illinois, South Side suburbs.
Where was the original March Madness?
I don't know.
No clue?
No clue.
No guess?
Maybe Indiana.
State your name and what part of the city you're from.
Tammy, south side of Chicago.
Where was the first March Madness?
I'm not sure. I'm going to say Texas.
Final answer?
Final answer.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. The first March Madness is right here in Illinois.
Oh, good to know.
The original March Madness was actually here in Illinois. So this is the original March Madness that we're witnessing right now.
Oh, that's new trivia for me, man. That's good.
Okay, cool. So now a few more Chicagoans know that March Madness originated here, but I took it a step further for this installment. Did you know that the first ever high school basketball game in the country was hosted right here in Chicago? So I asked a few more Chicagoans that question about who participated and where was it held. This is what they said in response to that. All right. Second question. Where was the first high school basketball game ever?
First basketball high school game ever? High school or pro?
High school. First high school basketball game ever.
Simeon?
State your name and what school you represent.
Tansy, Sherelle, and Hillcrest.
Where was the first high school basketball game played that has ever been played on Earth?
On Earth? I don't know.
Final answer?
That's my final answer.
All right, we'll come back to that. Second question. Where was the original March Madness held?
Here.
Yeah, that's correct. That is correct. All right. Now, let's circle back. First high school basketball game. I'll give you a hint. It was a city school. Now, the cheerleaders were extra enthused this night, so I had to bring them in on the action as well. So I asked them the very same question. Where was the very first high school basketball game hosted and who participated? This is what they said. I got a question. Where was the first high school basketball game played? What high school?
Kenwood.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It was Morgan Park Academy. Morgan Park Academy.
Wow.
Now, I graduated with my broadcasting degree in 2010 from Western Illinois University. I've been a media professional for 13 years, professional photographer for 12 years, and a professional podcaster for 7 years. Moral of the story, professionals still slip up. So the Hillcrest cheerleading squad actually knew the answer to who hosted the first basketball game simply because I did an entire take with them and my camera wasn't even recording. And it wasn't until a member of the cheer squad pointed it out to me and said, your camera's not even recording, you gotta press record. So if you see this young lady, I want you to know I have an internship ready for you with True Stories Media. We got to put you on a payroll one day for a production assistant role. But because of that, since Hillcrest knew the answer, Morgan Park Academy, I had to take it up a notch. I asked them what year was the basketball game held. This is what they said, as well as the Kenwood cheerleading squad as well.
What school y'all represent?
Market Park.
What year though?
Oh, wait. 2005. 2001. 1931. 1962. 1963. 1956.
1893.
Oh.
Y'all weren't even born yet.
I mean, what you say? 1863.
1893.
1863. Oh, I was close. She was close. I was close. Yeah.
Okay, so now that we know it was Morgan Park Academy that played in the first high school basketball game ever in this country, not Morgan Park High School, two totally different schools. Don't get them confused. It was Morgan Park Academy that participated. And now that we know it was 1893, who did Morgan Park Academy play in that basketball game? I asked one more Chicagoan this question. This is what he said.
All right, state your name and what school you represent.
One Tap Productions. I'm here with Kenwood.
Who did Morgan Park Academy play in the first ever high school basketball game? It was in 1893.
I'm not even sure. They probably changed the names for schools. That was a long time ago.
Long ass time ago. It was the West Side YMCA.
That's crazy. They still open?
Nope.
Okay. I'm young.
So what did you learn on this episode? March Madness originated here in Illinois with the IHSA. You also know that the first high school basketball game ever played in the nation was hosted right here in Chicago, Morgan Park Academy versus the West Side YMCA. So with all of that being said, it's no surprise that Chicago, Illinois is the mecca of basketball in this country. Not Kansas, not Indiana, not New York. It's Chicago, point blank, period. If you enjoyed this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on right now, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, etc., leave a 5-star review and a comment. Let us know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to our sister podcast, Mogul Motivation, from True Stories Media.